Check, 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 check. Yeah, you can tell me where I'm putting people. You can tell me where I'm putting people. I'm just gonna sit right here. Just gonna relax. It's spring break. Spring break. No parents. Hey, can y'all hear me if I sit back and just kick back? Or should I be like this? Should I be like locked in? What's the best way to portray myself as some professional YouTuber? I don't know, man. Feels way comfortable. You know, I should do this. Hold on. Boom. Look, now I'm like everyone else. Microphone right in the middle. Just kick back. Relax. Spring break. Going to talk about skirmish season. Look, who's going to a skirmish? Who is going to a skirmish? And if you are, who are you playing? You got to sound off in the comments below. I wish I could run. Hold on. Maybe I can. Can I run it? Nope. No, I can't. It will just show that. You had to go and do the thing. You can't actually ask questions in Streamlabs. Boo. I know, right? I wish. So Sloopdoop says, I can't believe we're getting a tier list for a fake format. Ouch. Ouch. I love this format. This format's fantastic. Such a good format. Jabber Tent says, GG's earlier this morning, my man. Who did we play? So I played like 4 different decks this morning. Who were you playing and who was I playing? I'll be on Aurora this coming Monday, says Agent Kazhira. Give me the meta so I know what list to bring. I will tell you exactly what to bring, depending on your local meta. It really does depend on that. Prism, KO, or Levia. Interesting. Prism, solid counter pick in this meta. KO is okay. KO's okay. He can definitely do some things. Rocking Vinet this Saturday. I think Vinet's underrated. Definitely underrated, but you don't see like hardly anyone playing it. If Vinet gets to like go first and just like knock it. Whoa. Kidder Fox TCG says, for once, Blitz actually looks like a good format. That is incorrect. Blitz has been a good format for over a year now. You take that back with your Canadian bacon. Whoa, I'm probably going to rock some Vinet on Sunday. I do think Vinet's a really good pick. I think overall. It really depends on what you expect to see, but overall, pretty good pick. For some reason, Google Gemini decided to turn itself on. Very cool. Very cool. This, by the way, is what we're going to be using. I believe I got all the LL heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11. So I believe I got all of the LL'd heroes. Oh, man, I don't have a... Hey, are y'all big on sparkling water? So good. I ran out. Now I need to go get some more from my kitchen. But I'm not going to get up. I'll only admit Blaze is a great format when Azuri... What? Oh, Blitz is a great format when Azuri is best deck in format. Oh my god, my brain said Blaze because I love Blaze so much. I'll only admit Blaze is a good format. That's the right way to do it. The right way to say it. Stuck between Florian and Data Doll. See, Florian's one that's really coming on pretty strong, but I don't buy it. I don't believe it. It just depends. I think maybe it's more of a counter pick to certain heroes being prevalent in your meta versus it actually being really good. Green Apple Bubbly is the best, hands down. I've literally never heard of Green Apple Bubbly, but I have had Bubbly like once, but I did not know they made Green Apple flavored Bubbly. I would be so on that. Blitz died for me when Kasai LL'd. Yeah, I can understand that. I'll tell you what, though. I feel like High Seas is going to bring some more coins, some more coin synergy. So, you know, maybe we'll get some gold synergy and some payoff. Gold was the payoff all along. No one believes that. Why does this camera look so bad today? I got a haircut. I've spent my week off of making content getting a haircut. I made 4 videos last week out of the 5 days. And then I said, this week I said, nah, I'm going to play Marvel Rivals like an imbecile. Like an insect. No, not like that. Yeah, I played Marvel Rivals a lot, and then I played a lot of Talishar. How do I remove Blaze from my favorite game, Flesh and Blood Sharp? You can remove yourself from the stream. You could do that. Get right out of here with that slander for the Queen of Fire. She's incredible. We should have a Blaze emote All right, I need to get someone to get me a Blaze emote. Make a Blaze emote so that I can rock it. She's going to be around at least this skirmish and into the next one. I don't think she's LLing. I don't think it's going to happen. I think she's going to stick around for at least one more season, which is great because that means that when she goes, I can fully embrace the pirate that comes after her. That's how it's going to work, right? They're going to give us a pirate that's going to be incredible. Blaze makes the game too fast and kind of uninteractive for many heroes. Now we will have fatigue on the menu. I don't know if it will be a good meta. It is a good meta. Play ASC and run her down. See, that's exactly, you can do that. You can certainly do that because that matchup is actually kind of close. But, Kitterfox thinks they deleted my Blaze. Spoiler alert, no. Yeah, that's not how that works. You got to kind of get lucky from either end. One player has to get a little more lucky. Data Doll will be best deck in format next skirmish with the max deck. I agree. I actually think Great Dane Fab is 100% correct because that stupid freaking wrench that she is going to get is going to break her in half. And then she's going to disappear because that is not going to be okay. That's crazy. She's going to literally shatter in half from that weapon. That weapon's disgusting and terrible and mean, and no one likes it. They shouldn't even release it. They should just not release that product. I think that would be okay, right? No one would miss it. No one plays Max. They don't need to release an armory deck for him. I think that's how that works. Okay, let's begin. So, if you are going to be playing in the Blitz format, there's a couple of things you need to know. This format is incredibly wide open, and it's incredibly specialized to your locals. I'm going to say some things that are more indicative of how the meta would play out if everything was represented, but you have to know who you're playing with and against, and if someone at your local store is really big into playing Illusionist, then certain heroes that are good are going to have to reevaluate their place. Good, I mean, across the entire matchup spread of Blitz. The same thing is true if, there's someone in your meta that is playing Heavy Fatigue that was doing it even before Crown of Seeds came back. If that's the case, then you need to take that into account when picking a hero. But if you looked at every hero being perfectly represented and played very well in a vacuum, then we can go ahead and use that knowledge to discern where these heroes should be. So I will let chat decide where should we start. Kitterfox wants to start with Arachne Solitary Confinement. That's not surprising at all. Spooty says, oh, hi, Kidder. Wrench Ban and Blitz. I'm not going to lie. I do think that weapon is cracked in half. I think Data Doll will delete herself from the format. She will blink out of existence. Or she's going to need to be touched, like she was already. Verdance S tier, y'all think? Okay, Earth Heroes. Okay, yeah, that's a good spot to start. So if we're looking at how the format changes from the previous skirmish season, there's a couple of things we need to know. Zen takes a step back. Ninjas as a whole were very good until they banned Needle, which they did more recently. That, coupled with the inclusion, again, the reintroduction, if you will, of Crown of Seeds. And by adding Crown of Seeds back in the format, Earth Heroes are, in a way, back on the menu. So let's go ahead and talk about the Earth Hero that benefits the most from Crown of Seeds, and that is Terra. Terra here is an S-tier deck. And the reason Terra is an S-tier deck is because he has the tools available to him to combat almost everything that the meta kind of holds on to. Oldhim is similar to what Terra is now. Oldhim had the ability to play a little bit more aggressively, but almost in some ways was pigeonholed in playing a control style. Now, you can build Terra to be CYB every form of prevention in the world and do well. You can also build him to be a bit more aggressive and to do well. You run into problems if you're facing a lot of illusionists. If you're facing a board state building deck like literally just Dromi or to some degree Enigma, but really Dromi and like Prism 1, then you're going to have a bad time. So I say this with a grain of salt. This right here is definitely an S tier deck unless your meta is full of board state illusionists. And that's not something that's necessarily happening in the grand scheme of things. So if for some reason your local meta is very targeted towards lots of illusionist players, specifically Prism 1 or Dromi, then this hero would take a step back. But I think by and large that he is quite good. He got a lot from Crown of Seeds, but also I think more players are starting to play him and more tools are at his disposal. I think he is quite good. So overall, I think he is a great place to start. I don't see anyone disagreeing with me. I think this is the guy. I don't think he's incredibly hard to finish a match with in time, particularly if you're building the deck in sort of the like, I don't want to call it mid-range because it's really not mid-range, like a beat down, the switchboard style list that does have like the count your blessings in the sideboard. Like if you put 6 count your blessings in the sideboard and basically just run your main board with pretty aggressive reds, like you can finish games for the most part. Okay, continuing down the list of Earth heroes, where is Florian? Where's Florian? These are not in any sort of order. I just found this off of Tier Maker. Where the heck is Florian? Anyone see Florian? I don't see Florian. This is not Florian. That's not Florian. That's not Florian. That's not. Hey, there's Florian. All right, I found him. Hey, Florian, a lot of people are really starting to jump on Florian. I tried a little bit of Florian myself, and I was fairly unimpressed. I actually do think Florian does kind of fall right in here. I think he's decently solid, but fairly weak in his approach. I don't believe in Florian personally. I do think some people do, but I also don't think he gains a lot from Crown of Seeds. Like, yes, you can play the OTK style, but I think the more I played it, the more I realized that Florian needs to be on the front foot, applying some amount of pressure and slowly but surely working his way with proactive decompose rather than just playing the full, like, I'm just going to try to build an OTK board and then just throw a bunch of rune chants at you. For me, I'm like teetering right here. I would not take Florian unless I'm specifically trying to target something. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I would be using Florian to target Terra. And I don't know what I would be using Florian to target. Maybe if like Enigma or a bunch of Ward was on the board and you could just continuously like throw rune chants, sure. You could maybe argue that, you know, a big stompy beatdown version of Florian could be good against some of the more aggressive redline heroes that aren't going to be pitching to rune chants, but I don't buy it. So I'm going to leave him down there and we will move on to Verdance. So this is the third. Verdance is the third hero in the Earth suite, if you will. I don't think there's another Earth hero, unless my memory is failing me. And I think Verdance is also right here. I think Verdance is, if I had to go to a skirmish tomorrow, and unfortunately the skirmish tomorrow got rescheduled to a day I'm on a cruise, so I can't go to the skirmish tomorrow. But if I'm going to a skirmish tomorrow, Verdance would be 60% the deck that I run. Based on a variety of the matchups that she's gained equity into. And it's not because of Crown of Seeds, though I did try that. She honestly just doesn't need it. Verdance in the last skirmish season was arguably the best wizard and one of the best decks in the S tier. I wrote this out in my Metafy. I put in Metafy, I posted like this article along with a screenshot of this tier list from last season. And Verdance, I left a little comment down at the bottom. I said, Verdance is a hero that I'm starting to test and I've found incredible success with, but I didn't have enough games, enough reps in to really say she was S tier. So I put her like towards the bottom of A tier. And I said, she has the most capacity out of every hero in the game to move up. And I was correct. She does indeed have the most capacity to move up, and she deserves the spot in S tier. She is good into Terra, unless the Terra plays very well and the Verdance messes up their stack, which is funny because that's exactly what happened to me today. I messed up my stack, and the Terra was playing very well, and when it comes time in the second cycle when they start drawing the Terra Sunders and the CNCs, I baited the first or the second CNC. I was like, I'm going to Arsenal Sigil. It's going to be great. I Arsenaled the Sigil. They played CNC. I blocked with some equipment, played Sigil, gained the life. Time to drop the combo hand. Had the 2 healing pots. I had the rampants ready to go. drew 3 blues, and none of them were spells. Because I put 1 extra freaking blue, because the next card was my stupid red spell. Ah, dang it. Ah, well, I lost that game. So this hero right here is great versus Terra. This hero is great versus any deck that doesn't put out 17 damage every turn, which is kind of hilarious. And honestly, she's kind of good even into some of those. Now, her failing matchups are Mechanologist and, in some cases, Illusionist. Decks that can either just flood the board and make her not be able to deal with it, or decks that can just put the, pedal to the metal and really not let up until they've fatigued. And even sometimes then you can actually fatigue some of those decks, but Mechanologist has a pretty good shot into her. If you wanted my pick, I would put it in this order. But it really depends, like between these two heroes, it really depends on the overall matchup spread that you're facing in your local meta. If you're facing a lot of, let's see, mid-range style decks like Brutes, or in some cases Illusionists, like, Prism 2 isn't terrible of a matchup. If you're facing Guardian, if you're facing a bunch of these other heroes we're about to talk about, she's like such a solid pick. If you're facing super hyper aggro decks, there's a better choice. There's a better choice, which is great. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, probably more like Haya if you have a lot of Illusionist or Brute. No, I think she's great into Illusionist and Brute, personally. I think this is totally fantastic. I would, if I knew that, well, it depends on the Illusionist, but if I knew I was going to be facing a lot of Brutes and a lot of Guardians and a lot of Illusionists, I would prefer to have Verdance over the other wizard we'll be talking about later. Okay, let's see. Anyone else want to pick what hero we go to net? Kitterfox says confirmed. Azuri is not Florian. That is true. If we're talking Rosetta, can we quickly mention Aurora? We could talk about lightning heroes. Someone said lightning next. Yeah, we can do lightning heroes. Okay, so let's talk about the best lightning hero in the game, because they are by far the coolest lightning hero in the game, and that is Acilio. And is Acilio not on here? Holy crap. Did they delete my boy Acilio? Is this Acilio? No. This one. Where's Acilio? Here, Acilio. Where are you? Dude, they left Acilio off. Y'all. Am I missing it? What row is Acilio on? What the heck? Where's Acilio? Oh, by the way, just so y'all know, this S tier, that S tier is going to be pretty solid. It's going to be pretty full. I'm just letting you know in advance, because I will say right now, S tier we're defining as skirmish winning picks, and there's going to be a lot of heroes that are going to win skirmishes, and a lot of heroes that the moment you bring them can win skirmishes. Dude, they really did leave off Acilio. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I guess we'll not talk about Acilio. Okay, Aurora then, fine, so be it. I was going to bury the lead. Aurora is also one of the best decks in the format. I would argue that she, for me, is kind of feathering in this zone right here. She is probably the top of A tier, bottom of S tier, simply because there are decks that can go toe-to-toe with her speed. There are decks that can be more consistent, like Verdance, than she can. And there are decks that can provide disruption, like Terra can. And a couple of other decks that can provide disruption as well. That being said, Aurora just does the thing, which is super cool. She does the thing, and she's very strong at doing the thing. Unfortunately for her, there are other decks that also do the thing. I'll put her in S tier, but at the very bottom, and if I decide, because the column is too long, I'll put her down in A tier. But for right now, I do think Aurora deserves one of the top spots. She's very, very good. And especially, like, we're talking about Blitz, and there is some level of variance in Blitz. There's some level of just spike turn in Blitz, and Aurora has the capacity to say, I have drawn the combo, and I brought all the equipment for the combo, and therefore I will deal you 17 damage on turn 0 or turn 1, which is pretty funny. Did you do your testing pre or post Armory deck? Because she's so fast now. Post Armory deck. I just played someone today that was playing the stuff post Armory deck. I think I was on Verdance, and it was not a game. I destroyed them. But I have not had enough of the games into the new stuff. It did not feel relatively close until the end. Maybe they got a little bit. unlucky? I don't think they did. They drew some good stuff. There was a point where they had a great turn after a combo turn where they were like, I was playing Lexi in that game, actually. They went like 4 into something else, into Skizik, into an Arsenal snatch that I knew from the previous turn, and I blocked the snatch, but I knew the line was coming up, so I just kept my cards, blocked the snatch through, Anothos stuff with Verdance. No, it was with Lexi. I think it was Lexi, yeah. Through my own 0 for 4, like a Searing Shot, and they had to block that out, and then I just won on the following turn because they didn't have enough stuff to send at me. So yeah, it was a close game, but I was playing a rogue deck into a deck that was probably just untested. But yeah, could be getting better. I personally, I don't know. I think it's very strong already in Blitz, so I'm not sure why you would take out some of the power to swap in Skizik. I mean, it doesn't seem like super good, but I could be underrating it. So that is something to keep in mind. I could be underrating it as well. If I were placing Acilio, I would say Acilio falls right here in the solid deck, but towards the bottom of solid. Acilio's right here. So just like Photoshop that in your brains, because how dare they miss out on our silly boy. Okay, I'm just going to go down the row now. Let's say KO Berserker Runt. KO Berserker Runt is crazy when it works and not crazy when it doesn't work. So does this mean he falls into meme tier? Maybe it's worth the meme tier. I'm going to put him in meme tier. Here's the thing. I don't think meme tier means bad. Maybe I should take away D. There. Meme tier, in my mind, doesn't necessarily mean bad. Because he can just like high roll an entire tournament with some dice, right? Photoshop isn't in my brain. It's too expensive. Well, you need to fix that. Okay. I'm going to sit up. I was kind of uncomfortable. Look, now we just adjust this. Okay. Hey, we're getting closer. You and I, closer together. I think he can high roll a tournament, but I wouldn't sit down to bring him. Exactly. He's a meme, but he can win. It's a meme that can hit you for 22. So, I mean, count that for what it is. A meme that can hit you for 22. Shiana is also a meme that can hit you for a bunch, but here's the thing. I don't think Shiana has the low roll potential of something like a KO that makes him a meme. The reason he's a meme is because you can more often than not low roll, but he can high roll everybody out of the game. You want a separate meme tier? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's go here. Let's go add a row above. Close. This one will be meme. And this one will be D. Just bad. There we go. All right, now we have to pick a different color, and it's not going to fit on the screen as well. Sorry, everybody. This kind of green? Sure. No, wait, that's that kind of green. This kind of green. And then this one will be blue. All right, because they've LL'd, and they get blue. Makes sense to me. Makes sense in my mind. Okay, let's get this perfect. Okay, we did it. All right, so I think that's how it's going to be. I heard Shiana is Victor. Yes, Shiana is essentially Victor. Shiana was Victor last season, and Shiana is Victor yet again, which is kind of sad because there were cooler Shiana builds back in the day, but now Shiana's just solid as Victor and continually. Data Doll is S tier as well. God, so many S tier decks. Oh, there's so many S tier decks. Maybe I can argue that she's not. It's just, here's the thing about Blitz, man. There's just, okay, look, there's so many. We're gonna go with that. Data Doll is good. Why is Data Doll good? Because if Data Doll finds the items that she needs early, then she just wins the game, period, end of story. I don't think she goes there. I think, you know what? I am going to argue that she's going here. I'm going to put her here. Now, the reason I'm going to put her here is because sometimes she just does not do the thing. So I will knock her down. I do think she's S tier, but maybe we can argue that she's not consistent enough, and maybe we can make that argument. Maybe we can say that Data Doll's not consistent enough and people won't bring her, and then I don't have to bother playing against her. Here's the problem with Data Doll is that she's very good when she goes first, and she's very good if she finds the good items early. She just wins the game. Like, this is the perfect snowball deck, and therefore, if she snowballs even just a little bit, she's probably the best deck, hardest deck to play against in the format. But if she's not, if she misses even a little bit, she starts to slip pretty quickly. Also, there there is the very real possibility that she can be fatigued if played incorrectly, or if she gets a little unlucky with some of those items being on the bottom of the deck by like a Verdance or a Terra. I know because I've done it on a couple of occasions. I don't think it's consistent from the Verdance or the Terra. I think it's really contingent upon Data Doll and her draws. I think that's the big deal. And yes, I do agree. After the max deck, just the simple inclusion of the weapon makes her ridiculous. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Kavdayan is, I don't even know if he's a meme. Kavdayan's just bad. I'll put all the fun heroes in the meme tier. We'll put Squizzy and Floof in the meme tier. Who else can we put in the meme tier? Let's just knock the meme tier heroes. Genus is the meme tier. No, that doesn't feel right because KO's not a meme. I don't know. Like, there should be another column that's just theme decks, right? Melody, Typanis, this one that I forgot the name of, Brutus Summerudus goes in there. Is that fair? Underrated Blitz Dash Database. We're going to talk about Dash Database, actually. That is very underrated. OG Arachne bad tier. Yeah, you're not wrong. Should these be like, okay, like, should we make a theme tier? Like, what's the play there? I don't know what the argument is. What should I make like a theme and a meme and a like all these random friggin' tiers? What's the ultimate decision? Melodies dying for Zen's sins. All right, maybe I give us some more space because now we've filled out all these stupid tiers. Okay, continuing forward, Prism 2. Prism 2 is a top 8 deck. Prism 2 is, you can almost argue Prism 1 and Prism 2 are responses to changes in the meta. And so therefore they could slip down into just like solid or counter picks, but I can definitely see Prism 1 and Prism 2 being top 8 decks. You know, I am going to put them here simply because of their role. Happy Friday, Rain. Almost all of them are not legal. Yeah, I know. I was trying to look for that card legality thing. I will argue that, so she can be very good, especially into decks like Syndra or Zen or Aurora, decks that aren't going to ever have poppers. Well, Zen could have poppers, but those types of decks that aren't going to have poppers, that aren't going to be able to really interact in a meaningful way with like 7 into 7. And then, you know, of course, getting like a hit and turning it into an angel, that sort of thing. Those types of decks don't have a way to stop her, which is why I immediately go here. But in a local meta that has a larger population of possible popper decks, like these can be popper decks. Heck, even Florian can be a popper deck. A couple of these other heroes, Levia, if there's like a Levia lurking, KOs. Those, well, not KO necessarily, but maybe KO can run some more 6s. Those types of decks can really slow them down and make it harder to play out and actuate your turn overall. Oh, I've got a message from a landscaping team. Very cool. Very, very cool. Cool. All right. Continuing on. So I'm going to leave her here. And I could argue that she's probably there. I don't really care. None of this matters too terribly much, these placements. I think either of those could be equal. Let's see what chat says. Prism 2 is a winning deck. I play Levia. I fear my spouse's Prism. Really? As Levia, you fear that? I could see it. But at the same time, I do feel like a Prism is a little weaker to some of these other decks that we could be talking about. Bolton is pretty weak, but I will say this. Bolton does have tools at his disposal to do a crazy thing. And so because of that, he's not just bad, but I do think he is on the weaker side of things. He can assemble the Lumina combo relatively quickly. So if you're a deck that is prone to just being blown out because you don't have a lot of blocking equipment, or you don't have, which is weird because it's the Blitz format, everyone has blocking equipment basically, or if you don't have like prevention effects and you can't block very well with your cards in hand, this is like Syndra essentially, then Bolton is just like, hey, here's a bunch of damage and you're going to have to deal with it. So you have the capacity. Then you have to close the game out as Bolton. So basically his problem is the same thing it is in CC, is like he can do things, but not quite enough things that are good. So we're going to put him in the weaker tier. Levia. I think Levia is super solid. I would say Levia is underrated. And I think Levia can really push a lot of overall damage. I think people forget about Levia a lot more than they should, particularly in this format when you can literally just high roll someone, because no one really has the go wide potential and go tall potential and card draw potential that Levia has with Blood Rush Bellow plus the large shadow attacks, right? So I think she deserves a spot towards the top of the tier list here, and I will put her there because exactly. El Dorte says Blood Rush is one hell of a card, and that is exactly right. The blood debt doesn't matter. Welcome to Blitz, where the points don't matter. Vincent is another hero that's sort of lurking in the wings. I'm going to put her a little lower, but I think this is perhaps the most underrated hero in Blitz right now. And yet I always play them. And I'm always on Blaze. And, I have a positive win rate into that. Maybe we'll look at my Blaze list after this. We can talk about that because, heck, maybe we can even run some Blitz games. So in any case, I think Vincent is underrated as well in this overall format. She can throw big attacks that can make heroes that may try to block you out or go back and forth just not be able to match tempo. She can hit and do disruptive things. She can come over the top at attacking at multiple angles, making you use all of your prevention effects in a variety of different ways, and sometimes you make the wrong choice. She can deal with ward on the board in a unique manner. She can be disrupted, but this format isn't necessarily about disruption so much as it is I'm doing all of the damage. And so because of that, I think she's well positioned overall. I might just kind of reposition this. I think I might take Vincent over Levia. I don't know. Levia is very good as well. Either of these. I do think Prism still belongs there. Dorinthia, Quicksilver Prodigy. I'm gonna make Dice Commando quite upset. I think she's a little weaker. I think she's just solid. I think if you're playing a warrior in this format, you have to ask yourself, why are you playing a warrior in this format? Why are you playing a warrior in any format? Which is just a depressing thought when you think about it. And again, it makes me believe that I think warrior could be one of the classes in high seas because they really do need a full revamp, a full rework. It's the same thing with Guardian. Guardian's getting a mastery pack. Warrior's getting pennies. Like $2 in a bus pass. That's what they're getting. It's not great. So I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in warrior. I am happy to sit down and play against someone playing a warrior as the heroes that I play in Blitz because it is a good matchup. That being said, they are very strong. Like specifically Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy is very strong and can just output a lot of damage. I do think this is a format with a lot of equipment, and that is not to the benefit of something like a Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy. Oh, this is so sad. Emperor is cool. Emperor doesn't exist in this format. Even though he could, it doesn't exist in this format. Now, why would you bring Emperor to a Blitz? Well, you could bring Emperor to a Blitz tournament, a skirmish specifically, because you are trying to target like a Terra, you're trying to target like a slower deck like a Verdance, you're trying to target a deck that's a little bit more fair. Probably not Vincent. You could argue Prism because you could throw 6s in your side. I did have like 4 poppers in that deck. The problem is you get just absolutely set on fire by Blaze and honestly probably get outpaced by Verdance. There are decks that can go over the top of your defenses. He was a hero that was better in a fairer meta, and this meta is a little less fair than it was a year ago when I was bringing him to the Nationals side events in Blitz and winning those side events. Because he was quite good, and then Blaze showed up, and then it made that matchup very difficult. Yes, Tigran says you bring Emperor because you have the Marvel, and we have the Marvel back there, so we could bring Emperor, but not so much. Okay, Yoji was my dark horse pick for being incredible in this meta, and then he got pushed out of the way for Terra, but he's still very good. You could play him and put him right here. He's solid. He's solid into similar things if you're playing Fatigue Terra, but Yoji doesn't do it as well because of a couple of cards, like, for example, Seeds of Tomorrow and Crown of Seeds, which Terra gets access to and Yoji doesn't. Yoji makes up for it with 2 extra health. It's not great. Not great. But you could play him. If you wanted to bring him, you could play him. Arachne doesn't exist. It's just bad, actually. I'll just put it just bad. There you go, just bad. Lexi is a dark horse. I think Lexi is a counter pick. Specifically, if you're countering Wizard. If you have Wizard in your format, then you can play Lexi. There, I was playing Lexi today because I played against my good buddy Phil, and he was playing Lexi, and I liked his list a lot, and I asked him if he would share it with me, and he has a really cool cooked up list for Skirmish that, I'm not gonna lie, I do see the utility in running against specific heroes. Like you could do some crazy things that could outpace, and this was the hero that I won against Aurora, that new Aurora with. Terra as well. There was a game that I totally threw because I forgot there was a cost to some arrows. Spoiler alert, some arrows cost 1. So plan your turn accordingly. Some arrows cost 1. So I forgot that, and I threw a game versus... who did I throw to? I don't know. I won a game versus a Levia on Lexi. I can't remember. But I threw a game because I forgot something cost 1. But I think she could be one of those heroes that is a full-on counter pick. If your hero pool, like if the hero pool that you're going to be going into has a lot of blaze and you want to just make their life a living hell, play Lexi. Sucks, man. Sucks. No one cares about that hero. I'm just kidding. I spoiled Lexi. I should care about Lexi. Man, it's weird when you spoil a hero, you're like you kind of still like him. Some arrows cost 1. You're welcome. They do. Okay, Dash Database. Continuing on. Dash Database is... We'll go ahead and put her where I think she belongs. I think she belongs literally at the top of B tier. She is probably the most solid of the solid decks. You could almost argue up here, but I'm going to put her here. And the reason is that if the meta slows down, she has the capacity to go over the top of some amount of defenses. Like, I will say this. If you get locked into the game state where she is just saying, here's 15 damage, here's 15 damage, here's 15 damage, here's 15 damage. You took some amount of incidental damage over the first turn, so you're already at 15. So now you have to decide based on your hands, can I just keep 2 and, block 2 and then play this back and forth game with Verdance? I'm thinking specifically because this is the matchup where if you just get locked into blocking with your full hand, you will never get unlocked, because a good Dash Database player will save all of their worst things, and by worst I mean best for them, save all of the best things for last. So that's the way. Oh yeah, heck yeah. You gotta understand, meme tier doesn't mean bad tier, Max. Meme tier in this case means you're going to have the memes. Like, this is a powerful hero if it hits. If it does not hit, you die. But if it hits, oh man, does it hit. That's why we made just a tier just for KO. We got to fill up this meme tier, people. Who else can we put in meme tier? What's the other one? So anyway, I think a Dash Database belongs in the solid tier, and you could argue, depending on what you're targeting, you could argue that this could go up to there. Okay, so I want to put another meme tier hero. Who could we meme? I think Bravant is a meme tier hero. Bravant is just another Guardian. Just another Guardian. But sometimes it's just okay. The ultimate. Acilio is not a meme tier hero. Acilio is probably like right here. I don't know. Just had a round where I killed Blaze turn 0. I know, that's the thing. It just happens. And then if you don't do that, she destroys you. That's the thing, right? It does nothing or 40 damage. Yeah. Acilio. Okay, yeah, now here's the thing. You could be playing that version of Acilio, or you could be playing a heavier spell version of Acilio. There's a couple of different ways you can take it. You could play Boots, the ones that pop and give you an action point, or you can play Striders. There's a lot of things that you can do with Acilio that make him a little bit better than meme tier, I think. Can't keep a good warrior down, Allison says. I don't know. You can kind of keep a good warrior down. I think Bravant belongs in the meme tier. Y'all think Valda belongs in the meme tier? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do Valda in the meme tier. The only deck for Valda that really exists is the Sift version of Valda, the one that basically just tries to like get as many seismic surges as possible. That's the one that I could definitely see being a meme and actually playable. The rest of it's just like, why are you playing this hero versus something like Terra or Shiana, which is hilarious. Because Shiana's not even a guardian, but she kind of is. She kind of is. Max says, my win rate is at 37%. Stop bragging right now. Oh, dude, I got to pull up. Hold on. We'll keep this off to the side so I can have a secondary tab I can drag things into, because we could look at a couple of my lists after this. Max the Hype Nitro. I don't know why you would play this hero. Why? Who's hyped about Max? Sound off in chat if you're hyped about Max. All 111 of you. Who in here is actually hyped about Max? Be honest. Because I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I don't think that you are telling the truth. And I think it's important to tell the truth. What kind of standard are you setting if you're not telling the truth? All right, I'm going to watch the chat. I'm going to wait for someone to tell me that they're hyped about Max. Otherwise, we're not moving on. Can Shiana play specs from LL to heroes? Yeah, Shiana can play any spec. 100%. Yeah. That's why she's good. Max Armory deck will start the revolution. Okay, there you go. I'll count that. I'll count that. Teklevasen, meme. No, Teklevasen's just bad. Professor Teklevasen, also just bad. I'm hyped about the Max Armory deck. Yep, Teklo's a meme deck. How is Teklo a meme deck? Meme implies, okay, we're just gonna specify. Meme implies that the deck can do something not broken, but very, very cool, very, very good. Are we saying that Teklevasen could ever turn into the Mechropotent? No one believes that. No one. My dog is barking in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that. You have a memeish Blitz deck as well. Okay, I would like to see that. I would like to see that right there. I would rather have seen a Teklevasen Armory deck as a mech player. I can understand that. The prof is him, but better somehow. Yeah, right? Okay, I could see. Yeah. That's true. These two heroes are not I'm him, but they're him. With Teklo, you can become Iron Man. Psh, I mean, can you really? Let's be honest. When was the last time you became Iron Man? When was the last time that you became Iron Man? All right. Should we save Blaze till the end? Should we save my favorite hero to the end? Yes, we will. Okay, let's go from the back now. Dorinthia. Dorinthia is weaker. Maybe solid, but I would say weaker. I think my dog's going to bust into the room any second now. She wants to, like, jump around or something. I think in a format that has so much equipment and so much other type of prevention effects, Dorinthia really just doesn't have enough of a place. You can throw like big attack, big attack, big attack, but at the same time, like you are going to be threatened. And when your hand is cut down to a couple, it's like not worth it. Oh my God, El Dorte, you're right. Hold on. Olympia is a meme hero. Why? Because you could just play, you know what? Here's the, okay, wait. Stop. Great Axe is actually not bad. Great Axe is actually not bad. These, okay, so we could argue if you're playing Decimate or Great Axe, these heroes are actually not bad. I'll leave them both in C tier as a concession for that exact point. Olympia versus Jarl took me 3 hours. God, that sounds awful. Oh my God. So here are your options. You can play Olympia versus Jarl for 3 hours, or you could watch The Lord of the Rings. Like The Two Towers, or Olympia rebuying his third helmet. Those are your options? Oh my God, there's no way. There's no way I'm choosing anything else. Oh man, it's movie night tonight. Hey everybody, it's Friday. It's movie night tonight. Last weekend, I introduced my kids to Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. We watched it for the first time. They were like, oh, Dad, I don't want to watch this movie. I don't really like pirates. I said, son, you're disrespecting me right now. And I said, son, I'm ashamed that you would say that. Let's watch this movie. And so we did. We watched the movie. And then about 15 minutes in, their eyes were like this. The entire film. We watched the first half. It was late, so I told him to go to bed. Also as sort of a tactic, because I knew it was going to like bury the lead. They're going to be like, come on, I want to finish it. Now they're going to love it. And then this week, I think we're going to watch the second one. The one that goes off the rails a little bit, Kraken and all that. Yeah, that's a good one. We might watch that one. I don't know. But after, like, they woke up the next day and they were like, I was asking them, did you have a good night's sleep? And, one of my second child, he was like, yeah. He sat there for a second. He was like eating a bowl of cereal, and he like tucks himself up like this and eats a bowl of cereal. And he's like, I bet they need William Turner's blood to take the curse off them. Legit. Like that was his following comment. It was awesome. Oh, so yeah, maybe we'll do Pirates 2. Maybe we'll do Pirates. What's the second one called? Pirates of the Caribbean. Stranger Tides is the third one? No, what the heck is the name of the second Pirates movie? Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Dead Man's Chest. Oh, that's such a good movie. I haven't seen that movie in years. Oh my goodness. I've seen that movie in years. Okay. Bravo is a hero that exists in the game of flesh and blood. And so I have spoken. He will be a... Crippling Crush is a card, right? Yeah, Dead Man's Chest. Sorry, I just totally whiffed on that one. We'll go with that. He's gonna be C tier. Phi, does Phi even still exist? Phi is just bad. I'm sorry, Phi is not good. Phi does not need to be. I will say maybe he's the best of the not goods. If I had to pick any hero in this list, I would pick Phi. Well, that's not true. I would pick Melody. Because she's the coolest. But, if I wanted to win, I would pick Phi. Yeah. Okay. Madagon says, having my first skirmish tomorrow, going ASC. Crippling Crush and Starstruck are fine. Yeah, see, that's why I put him right. There you go. Right there. That's the answer. Okay. Dromi. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Dromi. Dromi is a fantastic hero in this meta, a fantastic answer if your meta is not completely aggro. If every hero is playing aggressively, like every hero is Aurora, everyone is playing Data Doll, everyone, like if that's your meta, don't play Dromi. If your meta is just about anything else, you're top 8ing. Like Dromi is very good in this current meta, I think. One of the better heroes. Honestly, like you could build the aggro version and you can go toe-to-toe with aggro decks and just win out. But she always has the capacity to counter Terra and just make their life miserable. Absolutely miserable. I read somewhere Dromi is great right now. Yeah, that's right. That's right. By the way, for those that don't know, the Purple Discord, the Flesh and Blood Discord, has hero rooms, like different channels for all the different heroes. I definitely participate. In Blaze, in Verdance, and I just started talking in Dromi. I shared a couple of deck lists that I had. What if your meta is Blaze, Data Doll, and KO? Save that question to the end, and we can do that at the end. In fact, that's a great idea. I wish I had my sticky notes here. After we conclude this, you guys, Q&A, say what your meta is. I'll tell you what you could play. Not what you should play, but what you could play. Riptide does not exist in the format. He did for a hot minute when it was like all ninjas, but I think he's a meme. Maybe, yeah. I'm going to put him in the meme tier because he did have that meme deck version where they just played like exactly one attack. I'll put him in. Kale McCreath is in my locals. Bravo is auto S tier. No, even with Kale. You think? Auto S tier? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you play like the super turtley Bravo. That's the play right there. Azalea still doesn't exist right now. I think she's weaker, but you could play her. You could definitely play her. I don't know. You would have to think about why you're playing her, because I don't think you're targeting anything specific with Azalea. Like, what are you trying to target? A deck that doesn't block that gives you slight disruption? Like, you're targeting Syndra. Honestly, Syndra's pretty good. I think Syndra we'll talk about here. Is Syndra even on the list? Oh, the new heroes aren't on this list. Guys, we have to start all over. All right, Syndra. I'll just say it right now. Syndra's an A-tier deck. I think Syndra can be very good, but this is a format with a lot of equipment. She can still do the mask thing. She can still push 15 damage on every turn, and she does have like retrieve available to her. I think she's an A-tier deck at least. So she belongs up here. I could definitely see Syndra being one of the top decks. I could definitely see Syndra being better than Aurora. I think that totally could be a thing, is that Syndra is possibly better, better performing than Aurora. Will that actually happen? I don't know. But I think Syndra does have the capacity to kind of just go boom. The problem is that some of these decks like Prism 1 and Prism 2 lurk in wait for preying on poor old Syndra. And I think if Vincent is also around, then she does get pushed down. There are enough decks out there that could be running Pummel. So she could be up here. She could be here. It really depends on who's, like what meta you're going into and how much disruption, we'll put it that way, how much disruption there is in that locals for you. Benji. Benji's funny because Benji's kind of always been a meme tier hero. The problem with Benji is that his best line is immediately shut down by a 2-block piece of equipment. Otherwise, everything else he does is quite good. And with Retrieve, he's actually very strong. Like he could be one of these placements. Like probably deserves one of these placements. But I could also just throw him in the meme tier. I'll let chat decide. Chat, tell me where to put Benji, Piercing Wind. Where does he belong? Does he belong in the meme tier, or does he belong in A, or does he belong in B? Syndra's probably not that great in Blitz due to the lack of armor. I thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing. But I played against a couple of Syndras that were running basically the list that people were playing in CC, and I played that deck myself, and I found that she was pretty solid, unless you had tools to disrupt her. If you did, she folded like I don't know, things that fold, chairs. Meme that they're now that they're in you know what? No needles. You're right. Meme tier. Sad to say, Benji, I salute you. And it's all because of stupid Zen, right? Am I right? Katsu doesn't exist. We're just moving right along. Azuri doesn't exist. We're just moving right along. Enigma New Moon. She's a meme, right? She's a meme. I think she's a meme. The weird thing is, like, as a hero that doesn't start with equipment on the board because they're all face down, you're entering into a format that is high-powered in nature and full of equipment on the board. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, Fang and New Arachne. I think New Arachne is fine, like B, and I think Fang is like C. So yeah, that's where I play it. I don't know. I think Enigma New Moon is right here. Total meme. Total meme. Oh, let's do Zen. I still believe. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in a thing called love. I believe in Zen. And I think Zen can still be pretty good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say Zen is still S tier. Oh, I don't know. Can I argue that Zen's still better than Data Doll? Yeah, I can make that argument. I don't know. Ooh, a Marvel tier. That's what we do. Enigma New Moon belongs next to Emperor Drakai of Aether in the Aesir, in the Marvel tier. If you have the Marvel, you play them. I don't know. I think Zen really does belong still up at the top. I think Zen is very strong. Pirates of the Caribbean, High Seas. I hope so, Rain. Enigma is more solid than people think. Not that Enigma. But it doesn't happen often. I don't know. It happens pretty often when I play against her. But then again, I play a hero that murders her. So that's how it is. Prismless is almost entirely the same for everyone. I'm going to put Zen here, and no one's disagreeing with me, so I'm going to leave it. I believe in Zen, and I think that he can very much be one of the best heroes in the format. KO, I think, is solid and will get you a top 8 if played well, and if you run up against some decent matchups. Here's the thing about KO. In this format, I don't really think that there are super bad matchups for KO. Period. End of story. Like, if I'm looking at any of these lists, Data Doll, he can do things against, and she can't block sometimes. And he can put out a lot of damage. Verdance, I feel pretty good as Verdance playing KO, but sometimes KO just does the Blood Rush Bellows thing and then pops the chest and then like puts a lot of damage on the board. Same thing with Levia, can do that same thing versus Verdance. But I think KO versus Terra can kind of come over the top. Maybe if the super, super slow version, maybe that can block out. KO versus Aurora, I would feel okay. Like, I feel like all of his matchups are like exactly down the center. Like, you could probably win or you could probably lose all of them. KO versus Prism feels a little awkward. Yeah, Eldarte says KO is bad in a Prism. Yeah, some of the simple fact is that you don't have a ton of poppers, right? So I could see that being an issue. Like, they just kind of overwhelm you. This is true of most of those decks. Maybe we need to put Prism 2 up a little bit. And while we're here, we should probably put Prism 1. I think actually Prism 1's probably right there. Tobias says KO probably folds to Verdance. Vinet. Okay, yeah, Vinet. Folds to Vinet because of the hat. Folds to Verdance. I don't think it folds to Verdance. I would think KO is a solid top 8 pick. Betsy. I mean, what? What? Betsy will be good one day when we get the log. Like when we get her true weapon. True weapon. Prism can just get dumpstered by brutes, though. The first Prism? Prism 1? Or Prism 2? Well, the only... Because remember, we lost Rhinar. Rhinar doesn't exist. Levia... Where'd she go? Levia... KO are the only 2 brutes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Kasai is sad. I don't think Kasai... Oh, Taylor. That was a meme. Oh, and here, Yorick. Those are meme here's. Hey, we're almost done. Holy crap. Dang. Okay, let's talk about Enigma. Enigma is weaker, but has a lot of chance to move up. I think Enigma is one of those heroes that definitely could make its way up the tier list as time goes on. And as people actually start playing the format again, coming from CC, if they're playing Enigma, they could try to bring that deck, and then they could start tooling with it. There are tools that Enigma has that can be good into a variety of different heroes. Like, depending on how you build the deck, you could be good into just about any of these heroes. So I do think that there is certainly a capacity for Enigma to move its way up. The problem is there are so many good heroes in Blitz. So that's true. You know what? Traverse did get banned. She's dead. I'm just kidding. You know what? With Traverse also being banned, I do need to move him down. I forgot Traverse was banned. Okay, I'm doing it. Data Doll belongs to the top. She's such a snowball deck. I don't know. Oh man, she's so good though. Such a good snowball deck. Data Doll. All right, we'll just leave her there. New, man, New's kind of weak. I don't know why I would bring New. You could maybe consider New as like a counter pick towards something that wants to play like a really fair game and relies heavily on the cards that they have in hand to do the thing that they're intending to do. But like, what are you targeting with New as the assassin in general? What are you targeting? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Listen to my soul, put the robot on top. I've done it. It's done. It is done. I'm not sure why you would bring New, but I think New has the legs to... I mean, she has legs, period, because she's technically a half snake. Do you know that? She turns into a snake. But no, New has the legs to go against some of these heroes, but I don't know. I don't buy it. All right, we're left with 2 heroes. One of them is my favorite, and one of them is Arachne Solitary Confinement. So let's talk about Arachne Solitary Confinement. Arachne Solitary Confinement is S tier. This is definitely an S tier hero, belongs in the S tier, and I would love to hear someone try to tell me Arachne Solitary Confinement is an S tier, because Arachne is very fast now after the Hunted. Arachne has the ability to block decently well after the Hunted, and period in general. Arachne can go tall. Arachne can go wide. Arachne can go to the other side. No, it just rhymed. I needed to rhyme. I think Arachne Solitary Confinement has the capacity to be the best deck in the format. Honestly, I would say This might be the position I would put them in. I think Arachne Solitary Confinement probably... No, I can't say Dumpster's Verdance, but I would say that matchup's probably favored for Arachne. Maybe I'm overselling it. Maybe I'm just in the moment overselling it because I think I have a decent Verdance win rate into Arachne. Hold on. Now I'm curious, actually. Now I'm just going to go to Fabrary and check my Verdance deck, and then I'll speak from experience. Results. Arachne Solitary Confinement. I am 2-2. Okay. Well, that didn't help at all. Who's running this thing? Why didn't you give me more definitive data? I need to play more Arachne Solitary Confinements. How many games do I have on this list? I have 133 matches on this Verdance list. I think some people are playing this list as well, though. Yeah, so definitely some people are playing this list. Hey, it didn't record the games I played today? That's weird. It is the 14th. Oh, maybe it did. Oh, someone's playing it right. Hey, someone's playing it right now. How fun is that? They should watch the stream instead. What were they thinking? I just dumpstered a Verdance twice on Talishar. Okay, well, maybe that was... No, I don't know. There's so much prevention in this format. I don't know. You can only prevent so much. I believe in Johendry as well, Gary. I think Arachne is arguably the best deck in the format. And then maybe Terra, and then maybe Verdance and in response to that, and then maybe Aurora in response to Verdance, and maybe Aurora in response to Arachne, and then maybe Data Doll just snowballs everybody or just loses. So, it's just, okay. And finally, we come to Blaze, perhaps the most contentious hero in Flesh and Blood Blitz history, could be considered one of the most love it or hate it polarizing heroes to ever hit the format. How is she right now? How do you think Blaze is doing after Zen takes a step back, after Earth heroes get Crown of Seeds, after a fatigue deck rises to S tier out of the dumpster of relative obscurity, rises all the way to the top as one of the best decks in the format? How does Blaze do? Blaze is still one of the best decks in the format. But there's a big caveat. A big caveat here. Blaze is good into every aggressive hero, including Arachne Solitary Confinement. Including that deck. Again, it's a 50-50 in my mind. It depends on who draws what when and who goes first. Blaze is good into every aggro hero. If she gets to choose whether or not you go first, she goes first or second. And if you're a good player, Blaze has the capacity to win just about all of these. Depending on what build of Blaze you run, Blaze has a better or a worse time into Terra. If you're playing the build that is incredibly strong into aggressive and most of these heroes, like the one that is like good into aggressive heroes, she suffers greatly into Terra. And she loses, regardless of which way you play it, she loses more often into Verdance. But she has the ability to basically just say, I win the game against almost all of these heroes. What are her weakest matchups? If you're sitting down as a Blaze player and you want to play against aggressive decks, you don't want to see Prism, you don't want to see Prism, you don't want to see Terra, you don't want to see Verdance. So because of that, you could argue that she's here. You could make the argument that she's there. But if your meta is Arachne, Aurora, Data Doll, Zen, Dromi, KO, arguably Vincent, if you're a good player, you have to be a good player for that matchup. Levia, if like that half of these top tiers is your meta, I'm picking Blaze and I'm sitting down and enjoying my time because those are good matchups for us. If at any point you see Alexi, you're sad. I guess that's another one. So this hero right here is a counterpick to Blaze. This hero right here, depending on how you build it, could be a counterpick to Terra. It depends on how you build this too. So if you're playing Ice, then it's a counterpick to Blaze. If you're playing like Lightning Ice hybrid, then it's a counterpick to like some of these types of heroes because you can race while also presenting some amount of disruption. But I think I will continue to put Blaze in the S tier, though I do think she loses a lot of percentage points, and I would not be hurt physically, emotionally, grammatically. I would not be hurt if you put her in the A tier instead, because she does take a step back with Terra taking a huge giant leap up, along with Verdance taking a giant leap up. I think Verdance belonged in this spot right here at the end of last meta before Hunted released. Verdance was a great deck before Hunted released. Blaze lost to Verdance, but no one was playing it, and I thought this was the thing. This was when Zen was at the top as well, and Arachne was like at the bottom of S tier or top of A tier. Now, with the way the meta has shaken out, you could put her here or here, depending on how you build the deck. Now, I made a Metafy guide, a 3-hour-long guide on the aggressive version of this hero, of Blaze. And if you're looking to play against a meta full of aggressive heroes, this deck will win you a skirmish. If you are looking to play against a meta full of mid-range heroes or fatigue heroes, I put a list in that guide that is specifically built around beating a fatigue package like Terra. That gives you more tools to beat Terra, more tools to play into some of the more like fatigue-oriented heroes. And that's probably a little bit better into Verdance. I put it in the list as well. And I put a couple of other options and things that you can do to tech into those. So if you're looking for Blaze content, dude, you got to hit up the Metafy, man. I literally spent hours of my time playing the deck, making the guide, recording the videos, putting it out there so that you could learn from it. And then I just updated it recently. I also knocked like 50% off because it's Blitz time and it's skirmish season. So if you want to play the best hero, then you go pick that up. Also, I'm going to be making one for Verdance because I think it's worth making. And not only is it worth making, she's going to be around for a long time to come. I don't think she's going to immediately like just be the best deck, gain all the wins, and go from there. I think she will have a nice long time in Blitz. And the version that I've been playing, I posted it in Discord. And like I said, a lot of people are playing it as well, testing it out, and a lot of people are running with it. It's a version of Arcane Verdance, like Anothos is what we call it, Anothos Verdance. I'm not the only one playing it. DACM Blast Abuser was playing it to great effect as well. They and I talked about the deck at length. We kind of, it's interesting, if I remember correctly, both of us were playing a similar list. I think they reached out to me and they were like, hey, here's what I'm playing. And I was like, holy crap, this is like 5 cards off of what I was doing. So a very similar idea, maybe a slightly different blue base, but the point still stands. So that I'm going to be doing next as well. I sent for Uzuri, so I can't talk. Blaze is worth simping over Law. I get it personally. Blaze is also super fun. Like, LSS made the most fun wizard to play, and they put her in Blitz only. And it's exactly Blaze. Blaze is the most fun wizard to play, and she's in Blitz. And it's like, what the heck? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Based on this list, tell me I'm wrong. What did I get wrong with this list? Yeah, exactly. 14 out of 15 win rates on the Verdance list that we put together, that we put out there. Tell me what's wrong with this. What did I miss? What have I not covered? I know, of course, there's the new heroes, and for some reason, Acilio's left off. But the new heroes, I think Syndra, of those 3 new heroes, I think Syndra has the most chance, but also is probably the most volatile. Just depends on your meta if they have a lot of blocking. Uzuri, S tier? No, I don't think so. Blitz Armory deck. Oh, Blaze Armory deck. Acilio, best wizard to play. I did lose a game to Acilio today, which was kind of fun. I was playing Lexi. I lost a game to Acilio. Tell me, what are you going to play in skirmish season? What are you going to pick up? Which deck are you running out there? Or do you want me to tell you what to play? I think of the most underrated decks, by the way, a great video was placed on the internet today. Oh, hey, Goblin Reserve, by Dice Commando. And they talked about, Dice Commando talked about his top underrated picks. It was like Dark Horse, sleeper decks. Levia was on there. Vincent, I don't know if Vincent was on there. Vincent should be on there. Dromi was definitely on there. I all agree with those. I think Dash Database deserves a spot on there. I think Shiana was on there as well. I think she's just solid. Lexi needed to be on there. If Lexi was not on there, she should have been. She's like super, super good. I think this one's the biggest one. You're going to play Prism. PM me a song says, I'm going to play Prism. Prism's a solid pick. I think Dromi is perhaps the most underrated pick. If we're looking at like what's good into this top row, Dromi can win against Arachne, can easily win against Terra, can win against Verdance. It's a tougher matchup, but can win against Aurora. It gets bodied by Datadol. Unless you can somehow block out, but it really does get bodied by Datadol. You can get a lot of value by playing a bunch of dragons early, and then by like blocking 3 cards and like arsenaling a like a Sigil of Solace, and then just like getting value off the dragons. But that's like your only way to win that matchup, I think. And Blaze, it's like 50-50. It depends on how you build Dromi. If you put like a bunch of prevention, like Sand Covers and Oasis and Arcane Polarity, then you just like dumpster the Blaze, because you can play Thumb Eye. My spoiler card. You can play my spoiler card and you can just like kill the Blaze. Or if you don't find any of those pieces and they go first, then they can just kill you. So it's like a flip. It's really a coin flip. Does Arachne not lose Flick Knives value with Crown of Seeds? Yeah, but see, that's the problem. Like, are you talking about ASC? ASC doesn't care about like always landing the knife flick. I mean, sometimes they do. Yeah, sometimes they're trying to set up like a mantle turn, or what's the other one? I played against an ASC that was playing the Mark of the Black Widow. That was kind of interesting because they were using the flick. But I mean, like everything else, they're just like throwing the biggest, nastiest things. I play around you. Which hero should I play for our meta? You play around me. Which hero should you play for the meta? Terra? There's at least 2 players that play Prism in our locals. Maybe 3 that play Prism. There's like a couple people that play Guardian. I play Wizard. And there's a smattering of these other heroes. If I had to look at all those heroes and pick one, I would probably pick Dromi. Seriously, I would probably pick Dromi. Like if I knew exactly the attendance of my locals, Dromi might just be the pick. Oh, dude, I was thinking about this. PM me a song says, IMO Blitz should be best 2 of 3. When games are so fast, it takes the emphasis off of deck building and you have way more games where you just couldn't win. I was thinking about this on the car ride home. I think about this like weekly. I'm like, man, we really just got to commit to a best 2 out of 3 system. And then I think, oh yeah, Terra exists. Yeah, you can't do that because then they just don't get to play the game, you know? Will you drop a Verdance Blitz deck tech? Yeah, I will. I'll probably do a guide on it as well. I'll make a video on YouTube, and then I'll make an extended guide so I can tell you all about how to play the deck, how to trade with the deck, how to build a budget version, how to sideboard. I'll show you gameplay so you can kind of follow along. Yeah. Honestly, seriously, like I would straight up consider Dromi. Like if I knew that there were going to be 2 Prisms, a Blaze, a Verdance, 2 Terras, a Yogi, some ASC. I know there's going to be a Datadol. That one's a little tough. And then a smattering of other these heroes. I would probably pick Dromi. Like if my goal was to not just have fun with my favorite heroes, but my goal was to only spike based on the mathematical best chance. If that's my goal, then Dromi might just be the pick for me locally. Like that's my local meta. Yeah, exactly. Fatigue just pushes it out. But like, Lorcana does a best of 2 format, which is kind of stupid. But at the same time, might just be the pick. You know, it might just be like, all right, best of 2. A tie means sucks to be you, kind of a thing, which probably sucks. But at the same time, maybe that just works. Maybe that's just the choice. I want to talk to my manager too. Trust me. All right, let's see. What can we show here? This is my Verdance list that I'm messing around with right now. I've made some amount of changes to it. I don't like these red Fruits of the Forest. I wish they were yellow, but also they're pretty good. I went down to 1 yellow or 1 red and 1 blue Emeritus. I had 2 and 1, but I wanted to cut for some more poppers for wizard or for illusionist. Here's my, where is it? There, nope. There we go. Here's my Blaze list right now. Okay, look, I tried so much with freaking Blaze over the past week and a half. I've tried so much like weird stuff. I cut Nourishing. I put Cut Through the Facade in. I cut like 2 blues. I put 2 Cut Through the Facades in. My dog burged in. I put a Poison the Well in to try and beat like Terra Fatigue. I like add some 1-for-4s. Hey, y'all stop it. Y'all stop. My dog wants to play. Maybe I should go play with my dog. Maybe I should go play with her. I got you. I got you. Oh, yeah, you want to play. I know you do. I have a young dog, and then I have an old dog who doesn't want to play right now. Callie, go away. Hey, go away. Stop messing with him. Oh, I'm seeing no heroes from the Hunt on the list. Yeah, this list apparently didn't have the heroes from the Hunted. Boo! Which is funny because I opened one that had the heroes from them. Did I try Forked and Verdance? I did when she first was starting to get better, but no, it's not worth it. You should not play Forked and Verdance. Also, this is the Waning Moon version. If we go back, that's YouTube. Where is it? There we go. This is the Waning Moon version. It's running Waning Moon and is not running the buff staff. It's not running Surgent Aethertide. I don't think you need Surgent Aethertide. I think you can use this list to win versus Terra without needing to just like Giga Stack them. The problem is that if they're very good and you screw up, then you just lose. And that happened to me today. I screwed up my pitch stack, and the Terra player was very good and did the counter stack correctly. I tried cutting yellow absorbs, and instead I played like some more reds to try and increase my. But like this deck overall is a solid deck into everything except. I mean, it has a game into. Well, let's just look at the results. Look at the results. Here we go. All right, so this is where we are with this deck. We've played it 553 times. We have a 75% win rate across that with 415 wins. We are slightly better going... Oh, no, we are very much better going second, and that's because we can just pop off. Going first, we're under 70% win rate, which sucks. You generally want this deck... if you're playing against this deck, you want to make it go first. But even then, if you know how to play the deck, there are good draws going first that like actively benefit you. And then sometimes if you're going first, you just play Balance of Justice instead of Talismanic Lens, which this is in for Brutes. It's in for Mechanologists right now because you can draw the cards. It's in for a decent number of matchups that you can actually play it into. So going first, you probably slap this down into more matchups than you don't, which is kind of nice because then you have a little bit of other stuff you can do as well. But yeah, the deck just hums, man. I mean, if you're looking at the win rates, this has a negative win rate into Enigma. It has a negative win rate into Lexi. It has a negative win rate into nothing else. Prism, you're slightly favored into. I actually think Prism 1's easier. Where's the Prism 2? I think we're even. Oh, actually, it has a negative win rate into Prism 2. I lost one recently. Yeah, this is a good list. So this is definitely one you could look at and play into. Heck, I'm just going to play one. If I hit Talishar, will it open? I'll have to log in. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have to like switch the scene too. Hold on. How do I switch the scene? Log in, do the thing. Log in. All right. Now will it take me to a thing? Okay, hold on. What scene is... Where's the Talishar? Aha, there we go. And then I can go over here and I can full screen it for everyone's enjoyment. And then I just do this. Hey, we did it. Victory is ours this day. Arachne, why is Prism 2 better than OG Prism? Because the angels are in general better than the spectral shields. Because attacking for 4 at the end of a turn. Yeah, I'll play that. Sure. I will go first. And then we do this. And then we do... Oh, what have I been doing? I think I try to keep my red count like pretty decent. Honestly, I could argue just this. We'll just do that. All right, don't blow me up. I don't think I've ever played this deck on stream. I haven't played on stream in a long time. Can I change the streamer mode? Yeah. Because then that puts me in the spot, right? Nice. Okay, we should stop and look. They have AB3. Ball Breaker's interesting. I like that. We got the gloves to re-roll. I don't mind keeping this in hand so I could do overflow that. I kind of want Cindering and Arsenal so I can get my 3 counters, but I could also just set it, like play it now to get 3 counters now and then throw overflow, or then throw Waning Moon, I mean. Double pitch this. This is what I would normally do. Just throw 3 damage, make him pitch something, throw 2 damage, make him pitch something, call it a day. That's what I'd normally do. Edwin says, got any Arachne Blitz lists? They're asking for ASC. I don't actually have an ASC list that I personally have been playing. Oh, nice. Taking on the chin. What a great addition. That's a solid option, man. Yeah, man. That's the way to do it. All right, so we're going to Arsenal that. Cindering there, Cindering here. They have to hit a big roll for me to full block. Otherwise, we get to play our game. Clearing Bellow. Okay, they could also intimidate this. Let's see. Boom. They did not. Okay, second intimidate. All right. We don't get to see the roll, and they can pop Gamblers, and this would go for 12. Clearing Bellow doesn't give a buff, so this goes for 12 if they hit. So let's do this first. Yes, come on. Great. Those are all great things to not have right now. That sucks because actually we want to have the Sonic Boom activate. So let's just bottom them all. I would prefer them not to be bottomed. I would love to draw them. I could just block out, but I'm not going to do that. All right, that's better. Okay, do this. We go 3. Oh, did it bug out? I think it did. This is supposed to represent 2 Cinderings here. We might have to ask him to make an adjustment. That sucks. Cindering is bugged. Yeah, you can pop the thing and then get your resources. Or no. Sad. Or yes. Cool. Ah, nice. Oasis. Okay, cool. We do this. They play Oasis. All right. Deal 5. Take 0. Oasis. All right. If they hit the 6 on this, we're super sad. All right, cool. We take 3. Cool. This is a fine trade. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, I'll throw that. No, I'll do that. Do your thing. My dog barks. Oh, no. You're supposed to play your thing. Yep. Thank you, Callie. We know you exist. You want to play your thing? Oasis, yeah. There you go. Cool. Nice. Okay, 3. Sure. Can I have my card back? You can bottom. All right. I will throw this for 1. This is nice because we know the card on top, and it's a decent one to have in the arsenal if they let me have it. Also, losing an entire card to stop 1 damage feels kind of bad. Gives me an arsenal. If they're stream sniping, then they would pay here. Yep. Okay. Pitching Oasis seems real wrong. That smells fishy. Okay. Do they hit the roll? They do not. So then I'm comfortable blocking here. Yeah. No. I'll just give him that, and then here's what we'll do. We'll take a bunch of damage, and they'll do that. Then we'll do this. We'll go 2. We'll play Blue Emeritus pitching here, and they will take 3, and then we'll send 3 more, and then we'll draw our blue back, and then we'll throw that, and we'll see if they want to give me a blue, and we'll still opt 1. They pitched the other Oasis, which means they can't Oasis this. I guess if this deck... Oh, that's pretty good. There we go. Okay. Rolling Thunder. Did not roll. Okay. This is probably fine for bootsing. Yeah. Probably fine. Okay, I will do it. We'll throw this for 8. They go down to 4. Now, we are in a little bit of a pickle here because we would need to draw a Cindering, and we did. So now they need to intimidate my hand a good bit, but I could play for Absorb and just mega kill, or I can just, okay, do your thing. We shall see. High roller. I think I will play this. I will do that, and then I will do this. And then I will throw this, pitching there. And then the decision. Okay, so what? Let's see. This is going to go for 4 already. So it's always hitting. So it's always grabbing the thing off the top. If we go 5, then it's free. So this, normally I would just keep the card in hand and I would pay for Waning Moon because that's 3. This is going for 4. I think we actually pitch it. Yeah, I think we actually pitch it. Because then AB3, we banish the yellow Emeritus, we pitch that, and then this is more damage anyway. GG. GG. Hello. Oh, hold on, son. All right, my family has arrived home, so it's time for me to say goodbye. GG's, though. GG, GG. Yeah, I love this list. This list is fantastic. Blaze is the best, but now I have to talk with my children. So goodbye. Goodbye now. Good luck out there in skirmish season. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. I like playing games on stream.